Saudi Arabia just told Russia and China to basically fuck off, and they've announced they're investing $600 billion into the US. The important part for context: today the US President Trump has visited Saudi Arabia, and it's his first international visit as president. Now, the reason that this is such a big deal is because a year ago, the US and Saudi Arabia petrodollar deal expired, which was where Saudi Arabia had to exclusively sell their oil in US dollars. At the moment, there's no news on that deal itself, but one of the most important things which did happen is that Trump signed a, quote, strategic economic partnership agreement with Saudi. And something else which nobody expected is that whilst he was in Saudi Arabia, he announced that he's going to be lifting all of the sanctions that the US has placed onto Syria. And Trump actually gave an entire speech on that because of just how big a deal it is. It's going to change the future of the Middle East. He said, quote, "I will be ordering the removal of sanctions against Syria in order to give them a chance at greatness." And he also said, quote, "Now that there's a new government, they will hopefully succeed in stabilizing the country and keeping the peace." And something else which isn't so important but is still quite interesting is that when Trump arrived in Saudi Arabia, he was greeted like a king. In fact, at least 6 Saudi Arabian fighter jets escorted Trump's plane, Air Force One, from the moment he entered Saudi Arabia's airspace to the moment he landed. Of course, we don't know what the US and Saudi spoke about in the private meetings, but we do know that in public, Saudi has promised to invest $600 billion into the US economy. And as I've said, they signed that strategic economic partnership agreement. As I said yesterday, Trump's still going to be visiting Qatar and the UAE on this Middle East trip, so I'll definitely keep you updated on it because it's quite a big deal at the minute. So as usual, you can leave me a follow for some more global news like this.